Great. Okay. Wonderful. I'm good. I'm good. I was not well. Yeah, I was not well last week, so we didn't do any session the last week. But I'm back again. Yeah, Rahil, wasn't doing well in the last week, and so I had to cancel my sessions. But we're back. We are back. Right. Okay. Let's start off. So we'll be doing some chart analysis. Yeah, sure, sure. You can ask questions. Of course, we'll be doing chart analysis on the from the perspective of swing trading, which is a short-term trading, and the market is not really very ideal right now for the short-term trading, but still we'll see if there are some kind of opportunities or not. And disclaimer: I'm not a SEBI registered analyst, so what we're doing here is not it's only for education purpose, not for trading or investing recommendations. And yeah. So those of you who are regularly attending these streams, you already know that we do the chart analysis using mainly two indicators: Bollinger Bands and exponential moving averages. Just for the benefit of those who are joining for the first time, maybe, and we'll use some tools for picking our stocks, which is a charting screener, and we'll see what is happening to the old stocks that we have picked. We'll look at the trading journal also. Yes. So this is where the Nifty is right now on the weekly time frame. You can see that in the past week there was a reversal from the lower Bollinger Band. It went down to 15,183, even crossed down 15,200. The psychological support basis, and then came up from there. But again, you see that in this week it is not really sustaining the rally. In fact, there is a slight amount of weakness. So there is not much confidence in the market as of now, even though there is a reversal and it is coming back and stuff. But there is not so much of confidence in the market. Rahil, I am not very sure about the Jet Airways deal with Airbus. I haven't checked it out, and usually I keep updated with myself with the news about the market, but I haven't come across this one, so I don't know what to say about this. But generally, Airways, the stocks are not doing very well, because the the fuel price hike is too much in the Airways, right? The ATF is hiked by, I think, more than 15% or something. So you'll see that the flight charges and everything has also gone up. So in general, I don't think the Airways is doing very well in terms of the stocks. Okay, so Nifty Bank is weaker than the Nifty 50. You can see this big red candle here. It is weaker than the Nifty 50. So the financials are doing weaker. Let's see what is happening in the IT index. Again, reversing, but the red candle in this week shows a weakness, so not sustaining on the reversal. The auto sector is the one that is holding in this kind of a market, right? So here you have the auto sector, which while all the others are near the lower Bollinger Band, the auto sector is near the upper Bollinger Band, right? So there can be some kind of a movement here in the auto stocks. So you want to look at some of the auto stocks here. So Maruti has moved quite a bit in the past week, and it has come up here. So there was a trade opportunity in the past week. Not right now. There is no good entry point here right now. But you can see that Maruti has moved. Let's also see Mahindra. Yeah, again. So very handsome movement in Mahindra, right? And what about the two-wheeler stocks also quite sustaining above the upper Bollinger Band. Hero Motors, TVS doing very well. Quite nice rally happening in TVS, and Bajaj consolidating. Bajaj Auto is consolidating, and I wanted to see some of the sector stocks here. So this you see that so all of the auto sector mostly is holding up quite strongly in this kind of a negative market, except escorts. Yes, we can do Marico Industries. Why not? Short term, there is no trade here. Uh, in the last week, again, there was a reversal attempt here, but quite a bit of selling from the top. So it is in consonance with the market, right? And if you see the FMCG index, probably it will tell you the same story. Oh, okay. FMCG's index is actually quite above the 20 SMA. So that means that Marico is weaker, relatively weaker than the index, right? So Marico is doing even weaker than the FMCG index. Let's see what is making the FMCG index to move up. Britannia quite a bit here. Hindustan Lever. Okay, Britannia, Hindustan Lever are the ones that are strong enough. Marico relatively weak. Marico and Dabur relatively weaker than the index. See, there can be a lot of news and stuff and all. So you can keep yourself updated with the news. So, Scorpio is launched and therefore the prices are shooting up. Even before that, you see, Mahindra is rallying up for quite a long time. And in fact, this is a very handsome rally by Mahindra. You see, so many weeks, right from March, it is rallying, and it has not quite let up. Hardly any red candles in between. You see, so it has been rallying for quite some time, right from 7th March. News is good to be updated, but you want to see whether the news is reflecting on the charts or not. In fact, the charts will reflect the prices much before the news will happen. Yeah, so all of that is marketing, but you want for a trader, you want to see whether the prices are moving or not, right? And for most of the things, like the things which will happen on the charts will happen before the news comes out. So you will be able to see that something is happening here. You don't know what is happening. Probably the news will come out later on, right? But even before the news comes out, prices will move either up or down. The stock will react because there are people who are more knowledgeable than the general public, and therefore they will make their positions before the news becomes public, right? What we have in the public domain, everybody knows, right? So it is too late. It is too late if it is already in the public domain. So prices already move before the things actually begin to happen. So something good is happening at Mahindra and Mahindra, and therefore the prices are already rallying right from March. You see, if we had taken a trade here I think in the second week of March, then it has not hit a stop loss, right? 20 SMA could have been our first target, but if we trail it from there, then it has not really hit a stop loss till now. And right now we are in June, so 3 months. So even for a swing trade, it has been quite a big move. and it's already happened, right? And everything that comes in the public domain comes much later. So please avoid news based trading. It is good that you keep updated about the news that something is happening here, but please don't trade on the basis of news. You have to trade on basis of charts. Okay. Yeah, Nifty Metal also showing some kind of a reversal here. So probably we'll see some stocks, metal stocks, giving us opportunity for trading. I think there's a couple of stocks here in the scanner also. Hindalco is there. So let us look at Hindalco. Yeah. So if this metal rally sustains, so then Hindalco can probably give a good move up to 430 is the resistance. I don't think it will go up here up to 20 SMA too far, but the resistance here at this level is 430 and right now it is 344. If this sustains, that is the most difficult part in this market, that the rallies are not sustaining, right? So that's the danger here for getting into any kind of a swing trade. So how do you analyze charts? Okay, so what we do is, I'll just give you a simple explainer very soon. So what we do is that we put the Bollinger Bands here, the indicator. So this is the upper line is the upper, we call it the upper Bollinger Band. Then the middle line is the 20 SMA, right? The median, or the 20 simple moving average. That's the middle line. And this one, the lower, is the what we call as the lower Bollinger Band. And now this reflects the standard deviation of the prices. Standard deviation multiplied by 2. So this upper is standard deviation, and the lower band, both of them are the standard deviation multiplied by 2. So it shows the volatility. Now, when it comes right down below the lower Bollinger Band and it gives you a reversal, like a green candle over here, like it came down here, right? Red, 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 came down below. So it has gone, the price has gone below standard deviation 2, multiplied by 2. And then now it is giving a reversal. So this is a mean reversion strategy. So we are assuming that this price will go and touch the mean again. Right, and so we have this green candle here, and if it gives a confirmation, like if it breaks the high, in this case it has not given a confirmation, but if it breaks the high of the previous green candle, then we'll take a target up to the median and keep a stop loss at the lower Bollinger Band, right? And let's say suppose you have a opportunity here like this at the 20 SMA. It crosses the 20 SMA and closes above the 20 SMA, breaks the high of the previous green candle, then you take a target to the upper Bollinger Band and keep your stop loss as the 20 SMA. Now, what I've done is that some of you had requested earlier for this setup to be written down, right? So what I've done is I've written it down here. So this sheet, I have shared it before also. It is public. It is public. The trading journal that we are using. And on the second sheet here, I have mentioned the whole setup. The very thing that I'm explaining you right now, I have mentioned it here. What is the entry? What is the exit? What is the risk reward ratio? So I'm putting the link over here once again, so you can check this out. So that's the link. You can check this out, the setup on the second sheet, right? So both of the setups, I have written it down over here: risk reward ratio, exit, entry, right? Yes. Okay. Okay, let's look at Man Infra. Not quite. It is consolidating here at the lower Bollinger Band, so it has to show a reversal. Unless it shows a reversal, you don't take a trade, right? And it has to show a reversal and a confirmation. So right now the candle is red, so that means the reversal is. It had tried to reverse in the last week, but again selling, so the candle eventually turned out to be red. Even this week also it is red. So that means that the reversal is not sustaining. right? And the general story of the market. That's the overall sentiment also of the market. So I think we looked at Nifty Metal. Let's look at Nifty Pharma. If there is some again a reversal, not sustaining the red candle in this week. So Nifty Pharma not giving any sort of we already looked at FMCG. Small cap. Small cap index is reversing. So maybe some small cap stocks are giving good chances for trading. Right. I want to look at some of the small cap stocks. Let's look at Deepak Nitrite. Nothing here. Red candle, red candle. Indian Energy Exchange. Red candle. Okay. Taurus Labs also going down. Dixon Technologies. Yeah. So Dixon Technologies is giving a reversal. This is a small cap stock. So this is giving a reversal here, but not. I think the risk reward ratio is too much. It is quite far from the lower Bollinger Band, and so this risk reward ratio will not be appropriate. So even though there is a trade, it's not advisable to take it. Look at Strides Pharma. Strides Pharma is giving a little bit of, it has already got a reversal here, consolidation and a reversal, moved up above the 20 SMA, and also given a confirmation here. So this can be a good trade opportunity. And you can take the 20 SMA as your stop loss, which is 331 at the moment, and 347 is the current market price. The upper Bollinger is at 378. That could be your first target, but eventually if it does cross that, that means it will be a technical breakout also. So it would be good to trail that if it does cross 378 or 380, right? So you can look at some other small cap stocks also if you will. Okay, let's look at what Mithul is saying here. IRB infrastructure not sustaining the reversal. So it's the similar story to all the other uh, the general market, right? Reliance in infra. What is the volume over here? Okay, it is smartly closed above the 20 SMA. You can take a chance here if you want. And 1124 is the upper Bollinger Band, which can be your target. And 884 is the 20 SMA, which can be your stop loss. The volume is higher than average, but nothing spectacular as such. If you want to take a risk with this trade, you can. Right? This is a small stop loss here. Mahindra's here. Yeah, Nachiket, give me a moment. I'll come to your question. Mahindra CI is already moved up, right? So it is above the upper Bollinger Band. So no entry point as of now. So before 2 weeks was the trade. The trade triggered before 2 weeks here. So right now it is already moved up. So no point in getting an entry right now. VIP. Yeah, VIP, again, it's already moved and hit the first target here. Wait for the second setup. If it does move above the 20 SMA, you can take a trade to the upper Bollinger Band. Make the 20 SMA as your stop loss. But this red candle has to turn into green and cross the previous high. The previous high is 649, 649.3, 650 odd. So if it does move above 650, then you can go for a target of 747. Yeah, in business studies, you always learned about equity, preference, and debentures. So, what exactly are the things we can? But what are the kind of shares that we trade? So preference shares and debentures are normally not traded in the share market. What we are trading here is the common stock, which we call as the equity, is traded in the secondary market. So the our bond market is not so developed, and debentures, the company bonds and all are traded, but not in the retail participation is very low, because there's a lot of huge high ticket bonds are traded. So preference shares and debentures you will not find in the market. What you will find is the normal equity shares. uh, that is what you can buy, that is what is available for buying, right? So all this what you see is the normal equity. Okay, so let's look at the scanner here. So I put this Bollinger Band reversal scanner on the Nifty 200, and it has thrown up around 39 stocks. Imagine, there was a time, I think before 2 weeks, there was not even a single one coming. Now you have 39 stocks coming up, but quite a lot of them are already in the red after moving up. So there's no point in looking at all of that, but we can look at some of the stocks here, which are on the top. Yeah, other than equity, no. In the share market, we only have equity shares. Right? So that is the floating stock available in the market. So we are looking at some of the stocks that are thrown up by the scanner. Whirlpool is the first one. Yeah. So the trade setup is correct, uh, but the median is very close. So there is no good risk reward ratio on this one. So no point in entering that, even though the setup is right. IOC, Indian Oil Corporation. A good setup, but this red candle is the sign of weakness, so it might not sustain uh, the reversal. Yeah, let's look at Sun Pharma. Yes, this is a good one. So you see, last week reversal, this week also green candle, breaking the last week high, and I don't think the risk reward ratio will be good on this one. Also, there's a 38 point on the lower side, and 40 points on the upper side. So 1:1. Not quite good, not satisfactory. You would ideally like to have a minimum 2:1 risk reward ratio. So if we have 2 points on the up and 1 point as a stop loss, then we would like to enter that trade. But this is a 1:1. So risk reward ratio not good enough. So not advisable. Bharti Airtel. Again, it has moved. Risk reward ratio not advisable here, because this is quite far from the stop loss. So it doesn't make sense to enter into it right now. Ultratech Cement. Yeah. So this is a good one. Ultratech Cement is 5618. And your stop loss is 5205. So around 400 rupees on the downside, and 6169 at the top. So for 600 rupees on the top. So this can be a good one, a slightly better risk reward ratio here. Ultratech Cement, right? Shree Cements is 19,000 rupees. So maybe you don't want to go into that. Let's look at Hind Petro. Uh, yes. Hindustan Petroleum also giving a small stop loss and a good target here. There might be resistance at 250 levels. So if it goes above that, then it is a good, it can be a good trade here. So 224, stop loss can be 206 or odd. So around 18 rupees, and then you have 262 at the top. or at least think at least you should move 250 at least. It should move. So 25 points at least on the top. So that can give a good risk reward ratio here, right? Hindustan Petroleum. Then you have Aditya Birla Fashion, Glenmark, and Godrej Properties. Let's look at them quickly. ABFRL. Aditya Birla Fashion. No, red candle this week, so we avoid that. Glenmark. Glenmark is giving a positive move here. Green candle again this week also sustaining. So 426 is the target and 359 is the stop loss. So 30 rupees on the downside and 426. So you have 36 rupees on the upside. Not quite a good risk reward ratio. Little more than 1:1. Uh, okay. Godrej Properties. Red candle this week, so avoid because of weakness. Yeah, Ramco Cements. That's the last stock we'll look at. Ramco Cements giving a good opportunity, 630 and with a target of 721. So almost 90 rupees on the upper side and 570. So you have 60 rupees on the lower side. So risk reward ratios are not good in spite of the fact that reversals are there for quite a bit of stocks, but risk reward ratios are less than ideal. So there can be some trades. If you want to take a risk, we can, but risk reward ratios are not ideal. So RSI you can use for for if you want to confirm things, you can use RSI, but I don't use RSI because this for me this is good enough. The price action here and the volume, those are the only two things that I look at. And if you want, you can do RSI also just for confirmation. But the thing is, the more indicators that you use, the more confused you will get. So it is better to keep things simple. So use less indicators and try to make a decision based on that. And so that's why we'll use only this much, right? If I want to have a longer time frame, like monthly or something, I use the exponential moving averages, and I also check the volume. And then for a weekly time frame for short term, I use the Bollinger Bands, and this is pretty good. This is pretty good. This is pretty simple, and it helps for you to maintain your clarity in your thought, and your entry exit levels, stop loss levels, risk reward ratio is very clearly defined. So once you have that thing clear in your mind, your trades will be clear and simple. That's what we want, instead of complicating it too much. And it is not fruitful if you complicate it too much. So this is good enough. If you have any kind of doubt, you see that I hardly use the volume also. In some cases where I have a doubt, especially if there is a small cap stock or something, then I want to use the volume as an extra indicator, just to confirm my view. Otherwise, I don't even use the volume. I just see the price action and see if there is a good risk reward opportunity. That's what we want to mainly look at. We saw the volume some weeks back. We saw this HDFC AMC stock. It is not sustaining here, even though I think it has not hit the stop loss. But we saw this volume, extraordinary volume here, and probably it is because of the market right now that it is not sustaining. But there's been quite a bit of a volume. So we had seen this, I think, 2-3 weeks back, and it still seems to be interesting because it has not yet hit the stop loss. So yeah, you can use other indicators if you will. If it all depends on your comfort level. So the more the frequently whatever indicator you use, the more frequently you use it, you will get a hang of it. And so uh, don't keep moving around. Like, don't keep changing your indicators. Rather, stick to some indicators which you are comfortable with, and use those more and more. So you'll get it into your intuition, you'll get it into your system, and you'll be able to know how the prices are moving and what kind of decisions you need to make. Okay, great. So that's about it. We have quite a bit of stocks that are reversing, but unfortunately the risk reward ratios are not very good, less than ideal. So I have a slight bit of hesitancy to even enter trades at this point of time. As you see, the overall sentiment is still weak. The Nifty and Back Nifty showing much weakness. So we can risk, but don't risk with too much of money. Don't put too much of capital. Allocate your capital wisely. And yeah. So unless you have some other stocks to see, we'll call it a day. If you have any stocks that you want to see, you can just put it in the chat box. In India, I don't think we will be hit by a recession. The US and the European markets are definitely they are going into recession. Uh, so what we will face here in India is that we will have the global impact upon us. So our economy, if you see the even right now also the earnings and the corporate earnings, everything is robust, and things are looking better in corporate India than the rest of the world. So we will definitely have to fight with inflation for the next couple of quarters. Yes, we will have to fight with inflation, but for India, this is nothing new. We have done this before, right? So yeah, this is a painful period, but I think we are much more what we say, our system and our economy is much more robust than the rest of the world, especially the developed economies in Europe and US. So and yeah, yeah. So what we do is that you can put your money in, if you want to, if you don't want exposure to equity stocks right now, what you can do is that you can put your money in gold and short term debt instruments. You can put there, but that is for the that is something that you can do as a stopgap arrangement, right? If you don't want to expose yourself totally to the volatility of the equity market right now, at least for the next 6 months, then you can do that. Short-term debt instruments and gold. You can do that, but slowly, I would say that this is also a very good time for your long-term portfolio building. So if you are serious about your wealth creation and investment journey, this is a very good time to find long-term wealth creation stocks, and therefore you should also look at opportunities to slowly allocate your money. As and when the market gives you an opportunity, it comes down, you slowly begin to accumulate blue chip stocks, right? So yeah, for parking your money, put them in gold or put them in short term debt instruments. But once you get a good opportunity, like a good blue chip stock at good pricing, which you will get in this market, so then you slowly start allocating towards your long term portfolio. When I say long term portfolio, it is like you should have a horizon of 10 years. So for 10 years तक मैं इस stock को हाथ भी नहीं लगाऊंगा. Don't sell that stock. It should be a blue chip stock, which compounds your wealth every year, good history, and you accumulate this for the long term. So that's what you should ideally do, because equity is the only one that will help you to beat inflation over the long term. Short term, ठीक है. Short term, you put in short term debt instruments and gold, and that's a stopgap arrangement. But ideally, you should be looking for a long term wealth creation portfolio at this time. Right. So there are not many swing trading opportunities right now. When the market is in a bullish mode, there'll be so many swing trading opportunities. You will not have enough capital to take all the opportunities. So that's how it happens in a bullish market. But right now, what you want to do, you want to slowly build your long-term portfolio, and that will help you. You know, in 5 years, 7 years, 10 years time, it will help you a lot. Yes. Suggestions regarding. So I was answering this question that Rahil posed about how to fight with inflation and how to uh, save the value of money, hold the value of money. Yeah. Okay. Long-term investment stocks. Yeah, long-term investment stocks. You want to look at the blue chip stocks, and the things that are compounding money at a it has got a good history of compounding money. Those are the kind of stocks that you want to look at. I think in the previous stream we did look at some of the stocks that uh, we did. We will go and look at a monthly time frame, right? And put the exponential moving averages 10 and 20 here on a monthly time frame, and look at some of the blue chip stocks, like let's say look at Asian Paints, right? Look at Asian Paints. Now, look at the past history of Asian Paints. See, here, I think we are looking at it from, let's say, last 10 years also. The 10 moving average has not come down the 20 moving average. It has not crossed down the 20 moving average even in the last 10 years. So, this is the kind of stock that multiplies your wealth in the long term, right? And right now there are hardly few times when this red candle, or when the price has come down below the 20 EMA, right? Hardly few opportunities here over the last 10 years. Right now is one opportunity like this here. See, it is trading below the 20 EMA, and this is one of the few opportunities that this stock has given over the past so many decades. Right, so this is the kind of stock that you want, that the 10 moving average is not going down below the 20 moving average on a monthly time frame for how many years? 10 years it has not gone down. So that means the stock is trading above the 10 moving average for years and years together. That's a huge compounder. That's the kind of stock that you want to hold in your portfolio for long term. Mahindra and Tata Motors, you will see that it has gone down many times. See this. So this is Mahindra, and yeah, you're seeing, looking at it from 2009 here, quite a bit movement upwards, yes. But this time here, which was in 2019, it came down with a big crash, right? And then again in, I think, post COVID, it has given handsome returns, and right now it is on a multi-year breakout. So this high was here at 2018, and right now it has broken that high. So this high has been broken after 2018. So I personally would not like Mahindra to be in my long-term portfolio, because there are better stocks than this, like Asian Paints, the one I showed you. So because this has not happened in Asian Paints, right? This has not happened, but this is happening here. And so, if you like Scorpio, or if you like Thar, or if you're a lover of all those, then probably you want this. But as a wealth compounder, I think maximum you should have at least 15 or 20 stocks. That's all that is required, not more than that. So does this stock come in the top 10, 15 stocks? I don't think so. Tata Motors is, I think it is even worse than that. So it's go up and down, up and down, up and down. For a long-term portfolio, no. For a trading opportunity, yes, there will be many trading opportunities here, because it goes up and down, up and down. Yeah. So you see stocks like Nestle, you see stocks like Dabur, Hindustan Unilever, the FMCG stocks. They are conservative stocks, but you see over the long term what kind of returns that they have generated. So let's look at Bajaj Finance. See, look at Bajaj Finance. Look at this. The kind of returns that it has generated over the long term. Even in the COVID times, it came down. It came down with a huge crash from 4,550 to 2,252 levels here. So almost 50% drop. But the average did not come down. The average has still not broken down. It just kind of came close to the average and recovered once again very fast. And right now it is trading below the 20 EMA. So, good opportunities here. So, Reliance, it is a good stock, no doubt. But there is only one problem that I have with Reliance, and that is that, in this time over here, you see the 2009 onwards, you see this time. This one. So this is from 2009 to 2017. This stock has been trading within the range only. So 2009 to 2017 is how many years? 8 years. Will you hold on the stock for 8 years if it does not give you, if it is not giving you a profit? It's just moving within the range. So and of course after that it has moved up pretty much, but right now there is even in the long term I would like it to be, even if you're adding it for the long term, I would like the price to be below the 20 EMA, which it is not right now. It is trading much above the 10 EMA, so the price entry point is not there even at this time. It's not that it is not stable. It is one of the most stable companies in India, right? It is one of the greatest companies in India. But in terms of price movement, in terms of compounding, this was one big period when it has not compounded, right? So ideally, I have a limited capital, right? And so if I want to allocate for 8 years, 10 years, is it not better that I allocated my capital somewhere else? Right, rather than putting into a stock which for 8 years is not giving me any movement. So yeah, Reliance, I think it is a very good trading stock, but for a long term I will try to, I will give it a miss. I will avoid it just because of this one. Yeah, so you see, like Asian Paints, there are other stocks, like you see Deepak Nitrite, you see Dabur, you see all FMCG stocks, Hindustan Unilever and Nestle. Then you see Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finsoft. Then you see which one else? You see Divi's Labs. Of course, Divi's Labs does not have so much of history and all, but still you'll see that, yeah. Not quite, but decent, right? Yeah. Then you see something like, if you want to go into small cap, then you see something like Relaxo Footwear. Look at this. This is a small cap stock, but very steady. And you also look at something like Varun Beverages. I think we discussed this stock last time. Varun Beverages. This is a top quality stock, but the only thing is that you won't get it at the price. You see what price it is. The market is down 20%, and Varun Beverages is at all-time high. So I'm waiting for the stock to come down, but it doesn't come down often. See how hardly it has given any opportunity. Only in the COVID time it came down below 20 EMA. Otherwise, it has never come down below 20 EMA. Hardly. Just during those few months there. That's when it gave the opportunity. So these are the kind of stocks that you want to be on your watch list. If it does come down below 20 EMA, then that's your chance. So if you analyze the stocks, and then you try and find out, put it on the monthly time frame, and put the exponential moving averages 10 and 20, and then find out, ideally you want a stock like this, where the 10 moving average has never come down below the 20 moving. That's the ideal stock that you want to have. And if it does, if the price comes down below the 20 moving average, that's your chance. Get that stock in your long-term portfolio. The other thing that I wanted to look at, if you are looking at the long-term thing, is the screener.in. Just look at screener.in. And let's say, for instance, if you want to check out Varun beverages, just have a look at the fundamentals. Right? What is the return on capital employed? 17.4%, decent. Return on equity 18.6%, good. Right? And in the peer comparison in the food processing industry, it's got the second highest ROCE, which is good enough. Right? What is the profit and loss over the last 10 years? You have this compounded sales growth over the last 5 years, 18%, 3 years, 20%, compounded profit growth over 5 years, 72%, 32%, 97%, CAGR of the stock price, 38%, 41%, 63%. Handsome figures, right? These are the Varun Beverage is doing the bottling for I think it is Pepsi. Yeah, so bottling and other stuff they are doing. Yeah, associated with PepsiCo since 1990. So it's one of the largest franchises of PepsiCo in the world, right? So that is Varun Beverages here. So yeah, that's the kind of stock that you want to look at for long term. And you just look at these figures, and then look at borrowings, if borrowings and reserves. Look at shareholding pattern. What is the promoters? What are the promoters doing? What are the FIAs doing? What are the DIIs doing? Right. So you get an overall picture. Yeah, since 1990 they are partners. So there's, I think, a pretty long time, right? It's almost 30 years, more than that. Right? So that's pretty good. On the tech side, yeah. See, on the tech side, I was looking at some stocks. Tata Elxsi, if you again, Tata Elxsi is a stock that you won't get the price. And I was also looking at LTTS. So yeah, Tata Elxsi is a stock that again you're not getting it. You see, the price is near to his all-time high. But again, if you get this below the 20 EMA, then that's your chance to pounce on it. LTTS, okay, LTTS, and I was actually looking at Mindtree. So yeah, see, Mindtree is at a good opportunity right now, below the 20 EMA, and Mindtree is going to merge into L&T Infotech. Right, so even L&T Infotech is at below the 20 EMA. So if the news was there that these companies are going to merge, and so if it does, then it will be good for both. It's a general market sentiment. See, all stocks are dropping, and they will also drop. The IT valuations have been too high. Since there was after the COVID. Since there was work from home, the only sector that was working was the IT sector that was working full time. The others were, hampered. So IT valuations went through the roof. So all the IT stocks went through the roof. And now it is because the general market sentiment is down. And if there is a recession in the developed countries, then probably the IT outlay will also, be affected. But on the positive side, the rupee is depreciating, so that is good for exports. So corrections are good entry points for long-term portfolios, right? Even if they don't merge, it is okay. I mean, L&T has a major stake in Mindtree. You can see, if you want to see Mindtree, the major stake is with L&T. So you see the promoters over here, 60%. Who is the promoter? Larsen and Toubro, 60.99%. They are already holding 60%. Right? So it is only a matter of time. Even if it doesn't, Mindtrain itself is also a very good company. Prices are expensive. See, how do you look at prices are expensive? 4,000, because it is 4,000. Do look at the averages. it is below the 20 exponential moving average on the monthly time frame, which is cheap, right? So you're getting a good entry point over here. Look at this. When it was in 2021 January, it was at the same price, and you're getting it at the same price right now. So the when the market revives, this will move up, right? So you're getting a good entry price, and this is a long term thing. So you don't want you don't have a short term outlook about this. So when I say long term, again I'm repeating this. When I say long term, it is 10 years, right? So you that kind of a horizon you want. Okay, I think we had a lot of discussion today. So thank you once again for all those questions and making it interactive also. And we'll call it a day now. And yeah, if you want to connect with me, you can connect with me on LinkedIn or on my email. So yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, I love the interaction. So thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. Good day. Good day to you. Bye bye.